Wow, breaking news. Bill Haney, father of Devin Haney, currently at the moment unable to join his son in Australia ahead of the undisputed fight with George Kambosos. Roll the clip.
You know, of course, I guess to dispel a lot of the rumors that's going on, Devin did not miss the press conference in Australia due to anything on his account. We missed the press conference because obviously I'm here in Vegas, at my home in Vegas, and I wasn't able to board the flight going over. You know, they said that my visa hasn't been approved. It hasn't been denied, but at this point in time, I wasn't allowed to go through customs. That kind of puzzles me most about it. I've always been upfront, you know what I mean, about in terms of where I come from and my background, in terms of being in Oakland and making mistakes that I wanted to, you know, I didn't want Devin to make. I made mistakes and did things at 22, 23 years old, which Devin is now, that hopefully never he will have to ever make the mistake. You know, I have a felony on my record that goes back to 1992, a drug conviction, federal drug conviction that I served time on. You know, I was open, honest about that. I know that my partners in both Top Rank, you know, Lou DeBella Entertainment knew about this as well. And we thought that, you know, maybe that we would get the support that we needed from the Australian government pertaining to it. And hopefully that'll happen in the next days or two, or, you know, a couple weeks before the fight, that I'll be able to go.
Now, before I continue, that clip comes courtesy of Trill Boxing TV. You guys got to click the link in the description to support and listen to the full interview in its entirety. Now, this was great stuff. Shout out to the dude, Trill Boxing Talk. Bill Haney breaks his silence, and this is the best way to go about it. There's a lot of people, we were hearing different rumors that Devin was in Australia by himself, and this is from the horse's mouth, Bill Haney. So there's nothing to be misconstrued. There's no speculation. We're getting it straight from the source. And in boxing, that's the way it should be. So Bill Haney, he said his account, again, you guys got to click the link to go check that interview out in its entirety. Just to paraphrase some of the other things, Yoel Judah, who is the father of Super Zab Judah, will be working with Devin Haney. That's an entrusted person. Zab Judah is Devin Haney's godfather. A lot of you guys know that. And the families have had a dope and, you know, tight relationship. So in this crunch situation, they needed somebody to go, because you got to look at it. Mickey Bay has spent a lot of time with Devin Haney as well, but he's training for his own fight with Tevin Farmer. So he's probably not the, you know, the person in the camp right now. And then Ben Davison, they said he's connected to Daniel Kinahan, and they put sanctions on Daniel Kinahan, so he's unable to travel. And then now we find out that Devin Haney's own father, Bill Haney, has been trapped in Vegas and unable to make the trek out to Australia to be with his son. Now, I hate to sound toxic or negative Nancy, but this sounds like a setup. Bill Haney told you that everybody involved was well aware of his past and past conviction from 1992, the early 90s, right? Some of you guys might have just been born. Some of you may not have even been born, right, when that happened. And they had to have known, and the Australian government, they won't allow him into Australia. That sounds fishy, bro. That sounds fishy. And I know I've heard of, like, you can't, some people being turned away at the border for Canada and stuff based on certain things, and, you know, at times DUIs, but this is not necessarily a leisurely trip. This is for business, you know, and I'm sure there's certain protocols or something you can do, or, you know, have the man check in if you don't trust him in your country. I mean, there has to be something. There has to be something. So hopefully Bill Haney is able to reunite with his son, Devin Haney. If not, I mean, that's sad. And I want to say that something has to be able to be done, you know, in this particular equation. If not, it really seems like a setup to me, yo, because of course the whole world wants to see Undisputed. George Kambosos, he did a good thing, travel for the Teofimo, but now Devin Haney's dad plus trainer Ben Davison can't travel. Neither one of them are able to travel to Devin. So he's basically, I understand they brought Yoel Judah, who's probably a great boxing mind as well. He worked with his son, probably got his son into boxing, but I don't know. It seems fishy that Devin Haney's team is basically all unable to basically be with him. And that's crazy, and it potentially provides more pressure and more calamity in the event of, you know, anything. It's like, are you planning to rob him on the scorecards or something? You don't want Bill Haney or somebody who, you know, was going to stand up for their son's rights. I really, a lot of people had heard that Devin Haney took the 3-fight deal with Top Rank, and he was going to travel over to Australia. And I was just like, all right, he's chasing legacy. But with all the stuff and the information that's come out, now it's at first I wasn't even worried, because I have faith in, you know, Devin Haney's a great fighter. I'm looking for a great fight, and I wasn't looking for the foul play. But with all the things in the new findings and latest findings, now it is something that you have to definitely be concerned about if Bill Haney, at the very least, is unable to join his son. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But George Kambosos, I don't really think his team truly wanted to fight Devin Haney next. I think when Lomachenko decided to stay and support his country in times of war with Russia, the invasion, it created a conundrum. Plus, Ryan Garcia is unreliable, so they couldn't really bank on Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia was coming off a year layoff, so we know his people wanted a tune-up, if you will. So as a result, the Ryan Garcia was unavailable. So what is Kambosos going to do, especially when Devin Haney said, I'll fight you on Jupiter, and he has the WBC belt. It's the last remaining puzzle piece to truly having a lightweight undisputed. And then now this stuff comes out. So this doesn't excite me. I'm not a fan of the politics of boxing. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. So I really hope that this situation is resolved and they're somehow able to kind of reunite, because I think that's messed up for a person to be in a whole different country, be on the age of Devin Haney, and you're already potentially in there with corrupt scorecards and bad judging, like the Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn fight, where Pacquiao clearly won the fight, and then now you can't even have your dad there. You know, that's bogus to me. And I don't know. It just seems like if this was a problem for him to travel with his visa and whatnot because of anything on his rap sheet, this should have probably been, if he was transparent with the information, I feel like it should have already come to light. Let me know how you guys feel about the situation, but this doesn't excite me for the fight because it's kind of politics, and to me it really seems unfair and kind of like a setup. So if anybody's versed in Australian laws, let me know. Is there anything that could be done? I'm just curious. It just seems like the government or Australian officials would be able to do something, you know. But let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Click the link in the description so you can see the full interview. And I'm introducing Super Thanks right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC, Bluetooth ready, with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.